Chemicals giant BASF boosted by a resumption of oil production in Libya, offsetting weakness in core chemicals. Kurt Bock is the group's CEO and joins me now live from Ludwigshafen. Good morning to you, Kurt. Can Libyan output carry BASF for the remainder of the year?
I think all in all, we had a very solid second quarter. We came in as expected. However, as you alluded to, I think the uncertainties have increased quite dramatically over the last couple of months. And when we look at the second half of 2012, we now expect it to be essentially flat compared to the first half.
How bad will chemicals look in the second half?
I don't think chemicals look bad. Actually, we had a pretty decent quarter, and given the overall volatility in markets, oil price up, oil price down, lots of uncertainty on our customer side, I think in chemicals we produced very handsome results given the uncertainties, and that is probably the level we can achieve also during the second half of 2012. The big question mark is obviously the oil price, and what we see right now, Asia, because the biggest surprise for us was in Q2 not the lull in the European markets. We expected that to happen, but really the softness in the Chinese markets. We have now for 2 quarters in Asia a sales drop in local currency, which is quite remarkable, I think.
Give us your oil price guide, what you're using for the second half, and also tell us what you think Libyan oil output will be by the end of the year.
Overall, we think that the oil price for on average for 2012 will be at about 110. Obviously, right now it's a little bit lower, so at about 100. Going up, down a little bit. What we don't like in our industry is actually the volatility of the oil price, because it creates speculation on our customer side. They try to optimize their stocks and their supplies based on their expectations on the volatile oil price. In terms of Libya, as you said, production has gone up a little bit. We are almost where we were before the Libyan crisis started in 2011. The bottleneck actually is the export infrastructure, where we are dependent on publicly available infrastructure. Apart from that, our production is doing very well.
Are you getting more or less worried about the situation in Europe?
It's probably difficult to get even more worried in Europe because we all see what's going on right now. Our assumption is still Europe will muddle through. We will get our act together. I think it's necessary to improve the competitiveness of Europe. Germany is quite strong for the time being, but even in Germany you see some signs of softness and weakness right now. And then there's a big political debate about some countries who have to live up to their commitments.
You've clearly had some time to integrate some large takeovers. Can we expect BASF to shoulder some further large takeovers in the months ahead? And which regions would you be looking at?
Actually, in terms of growth, we are looking for Asia. That's quite clear, but we all know it's very, very difficult to acquire companies which are based in Asia for various reasons. Our last acquisition is about 2 years old now. Cognis, very successfully integrated. We are not in a hurry at all. We are looking at what's going on around the world. We have ample liquidity and cash reserves available. So for us, it's really about strategic fit and financial attractiveness. And for the time being, we are still very, very busy in making BASF an even better company.
Has the slowdown in Asia, the weakness that you've seen in Asia, affected your decisions in any way on acquisitions there?
It's hard to say how long the slowdown will last, actually. Many Chinese experts believe this is just temporary and then we will go back to the old growth rates. Our model tells us that China and Asia continues to be the growth engine for the chemical industry. We have lots of investment plans right now being implemented, and we have not curtailed any of those plans. So our model for Asia is still valid. We see the growth middle and long term, medium and long term, and we are prepared to catch those opportunities.
All right, Kurt, many thanks for talking with us this morning. Kurt Bock, the CEO of BASF. Stay tuned with more detail on bumper earnings day. We've got the CEO of Royal Dutch Shell in just under an hour from now. I'm Axel Threlfall. This is Reuters.